Hello and welcome back to Medium Rare, everyone. My name is Rag Reynolds, and today we are going over a new update in the Suzy situation. So if you are not caught up, I do encourage you to go check out my previous videos on the Suzy situation, but if you're too lazy for that, allow me to give you a very quick summary. So, Suzy is a reaction sort of commentator on YouTube. Basically, she reacts to anime. And now as you first hear that may sound to be innocent, but as you investigate, you slowly start to discover that she is in complete violation of copyright. Suzy sits in front of her camera watching entire 20-minute episodes of anime while playing the anime in the bottom corner of her screen, and she gives minimal reactions and minimal commentary. She sits there going, haha, that's cute. Haha, that's nice. Haha, that's great. Oh yes. Oh no. Oh yes. And now if I was wearing a wig, that would have been a spot-on impersonation. In fact, you know what? Hold on a second. This colour isn't a good match, but it's the best I've got, so please just imagine that this is Suzy. Haha. Yeah, so cute. Oh, that's really cool. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Oh. And I'm done. Anyway, I believe you get the point. So now obviously this is an issue that copyright holders are going to hold. This is an issue that pretty much no one really cares about other than probably copyright holders. However, this Suzy situation has blown way out of proportion, and it's all thanks to Suzy herself. You see, instead of just admitting, okay, maybe I'm in violation of copyright, she instead went out of her way to start trying to take down videos belonging to people that were criticizing her, people that were calling her out for what she was doing. She started going out of her way to start filing reports against these videos and these channels. And then when called out for that, she lied about that as well. And as the situation continued to develop, that is basically how it kept on going. Suzy would do something, someone would call her out on it, then she would lie about it. And at the same time, she is also being backed up by her lawyer boyfriend, Stijo. And now I say lawyer because Stijo claimed to have studied law, but it is painfully obvious, listening to him trying to argue about any of this copyright stuff, that he actually has no clue in the slightest about what he's talking about. In the last video I made, we spoke about how Suzy Patreon had been taken down, a place where she was making 10 grand a month making these anime reaction videos, and that was taken down. And Suzy tried to claim that she in fact was the one who took it down and not Patreon, even though Patreon itself seemed to say otherwise. In the end, it seemed to turn out as though it was one of those situations where someone gets fired, but at the same time they turn to their boss and say, no, I'm not fired because I quit. Anyway, since then, there has been other stuff going down, and namely the thing we're talking about today is Suzy has decided to double down and play the victim. And what do I mean by this? Well, let's check out her recent Instagram post. So as you'd expect, there is a picture of Suzy attached to this, Suzy official. But now we're going to read the actual comment attached. Do you know how difficult it is to know you did nothing wrong, but every day you keep getting death threats? Every day people make up more and more ridiculous rumours so they can put your face and name in the title just to profit off it. Every day people act like I'm the only person in the world who reacts to anything and that I'm somehow the bad one because of this. Every day people tell me I'm ugly, that the world would be better off without me, and why? Because a couple of boys were harassing me online and had videos removed for it. So because of the actions of others, I get to be punished every day. For the past 9 weeks I've woken up to death threats, abuse across social media, and most don't even know why they hate me. People say just apologise and it will go away, yet they don't seem to remember that I literally am the victim in this situation. I've been getting harassed by these people for over a year, and I'm supposed to say sorry? I make content for people to enjoy. I don't make content to make people angry and then to go hate on someone else. I don't claim to be perfect, and I've said mean things like everyone has, but I don't go out of my way to bring harm to anyone. The other night I went for a walk alone at 2 AM and had no intention of returning home. I just sat in the pitch black alone and wondered WTF was the point in living. I am strong, but I also have my limits like anyone. I've been throwing myself into my work these past few days, and thank you to my fans for being here. I wanted to do a video talking about that night, but honestly couldn't bring myself to. If there's one thing I want people to take from this, it's be kind. You never know what someone is going through, and think before you type. I went through a few days where I turned off everything and just wanted to disappear. Maybe I'll do a video about this, but I don't know. I don't need sympathy, I just want people to remember that we are living in troubling times ATM, but bashing each other won't bring anyone happiness. Personally, I'm sick of talking about this now, and I'm sick of defending myself against absolute nonsense rumours. So, wow, that is a lot to unpack. So the first thing that definitely caught my attention is the fact that Suzy Lu here takes absolutely no responsibility for anything. And now before I go further, I do want to say, if she is genuinely feeling this bad, if she is genuinely feeling so depressed, I definitely can sympathize with it. That's a horrible thing, and no one should ever have to feel that way. I would encourage her to get off of the internet for a little while, take a little break, and try and work on her mental health. Speak to someone if she needs to. I think that is very important to do. However, at the same time, Suzy Lu needs to acknowledge the fact that this is not hate coming from nowhere. This is hate coming due to her own actions. She refuses to take responsibility for her own actions, and that is very clear in her Instagram post, but she needs to. Her actions are what have led her to this road. Her actions have led her to this point. This isn't just a matter of a bunch of people deciding, let's pick on Suzy Lu because it'll be funny and because we just want to pick on someone. This is people who are maybe making fun of Suzy Lu a little bit, but they're doing it because of her own bad actions. Yes, there are people making fun of her appearance. There are people saying, oh, look at the size of Suzy Lu's forehead, ha ha ha. And you can have your opinions about whether that's completely disgusting and wrong or whether it's a bit funny or whatever. That's a completely separate debate. I'll agree that it's definitely not constructive as far as the conversation is going. But this is only coming around in response to Suzy Lu's repeated lies, to Suzy Lu's lack of ability to take responsibility. If Suzy Lu would just acknowledge that she messed up, would just acknowledge that she, yes, was infringing on copyright. She was basically stealing and putting out anime content illegally. If she would just take responsibility for that, if she would acknowledge that, maybe even apologize, although I don't think that's necessary, people would move on. The only reason this has blown up to the extent that it has is because of her repeat attempts to try and dismiss all of this and lie about it. Not only that, but also the fact that she has gone out of her way to take down other people's videos that are calling her out on this. When I first made a video on Suzy Lu, it was months and months and months ago. I honestly don't even remember. It was so long ago I made my first Suzy Lu video. And at that point, I was just simply commenting on how this looks like it's something that's infringing on copyright. However, by the next time I was speaking on Suzy Lu, the entire situation had heated up so much more. So many more people were talking about it. And the reason for that was because she had had videos taken down. Videos criticizing her had been taken down from YouTube. And that is when things blew up. But Suzy doesn't seem to want to acknowledge that. She refuses to acknowledge or to admit that she has done anything even remotely wrong or remotely against copyright. Instead, she blames the entire world for her issue. She blames a select group of YouTubers. And I'm probably not someone she had in mind. My videos on her haven't got very many views, but I would imagine people such as John Swan, Bo Blacks, maybe even Nicholas DeOrio are people that she is referencing when she says that she's being harassed by certain people. Anyway, let me know what you're thinking about this story in those comments down below. Do you think Suzy Lu has any right to play victim? Do you feel sorry for her in the slightest? personally, I'm struggling to feel sorry for her. If she's genuinely feeling as crap as she says she is, then sure, I feel a little bit bad for her and think, okay, get some help, as I already said. But at the same time, it's something that she and she alone can only fix. This isn't a matter of a bunch of people bullying her for no reason. This all comes down to her not taking accountability for her own actions. But hey, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think in those comments down below. Make sure to check out my links in the description as well, my Patreon, my Twitter, my Instagram, all the rest of it. And I will see you all in the next video.